Hello, my name is Ali, and welcome to my channel. We are back with Hakuoki Kyoto wins Saito's route. Let's go. The possibility of my father conducting business in Fushimi now pointed to an implicit relationship between him and the imperialists. But that couldn't be the case. My father explicitly told me that he was visiting Kyoto under direct orders from the shogunate. Surely there was a reason for the confusion. But what kind of reason would he have been doing? Oh my god, whatever. Would he have, I don't know. Our connection with the Aizu domain means it would be careless, let alone dangerous for us to enter the Terada Inn without tact. Therefore, I figured it would be good for you to sit here and observe the inn and its customers for clues. Is that all right? Huh? You want me to watch the inn? Saito wasn't my babysitter, but I'd appreciate some backup if something went wrong. Does Saito trust me enough for him to take his eyes off me? I didn't want to mess things up. Saito, ever the keen eye, spoke to comfort me. Look, the imperialists know what I look like. If any of them see me, there's no telling what they'll do to me, or even you. Don't worry, okay? I'm going to be gathering information nearby. If something happens to you, I'll be here for you before you know it. He's so cute. Saito so far, I like him. Alright, but I'm holding you to that. I do like Hijikata and Soji, but something about Saito I like. I don't know why. Okay then, I'll leave you to it. Saito stood quickly and disappeared into the crowd, leaving me in my seat at the tea shop. I had to play the part, so I gathered my bearings in my new surroundings, and I approached a customer visiting the shop for questions. And then I die, the end. For a second, I had to remember I was there for a mission, but it felt like I was a spy in a play. I gathered some intel from customers confirming sightings of a bald doctor of Western medicine who frequented the Terada Inn until a few days ago. Unfortunately, the leads ran dry for anything during the past 2 or 3 days. Looks like we may have just missed him. I braced myself for the possibility that the lead was false, but even still, it was discouraging to come up with nothing. This was no time to be upset, though. Maybe he would return to the inn after finishing whatever business it was then that took him away. Longing for a loved one to return is like waiting for a wound to heal, not to be healed. Where the memory of the time before the pain seeps into every moment after. With the approval of the tea shop's owner, I watched the happenings of the Terada Inn from the shop's balcony. Just then a mysterious visitor approached me. I don't know what voice to do. Waiting for someone? Huh? He caught me off guard. Had he been watching me? I turned around, nearly clutching my Kadachi. What? Flower petals? Who are you? Hello there. He took a seat near me, staring at my hand as if to assure me from harm. Who was this man? He didn't look like anyone I'd ever seen before. Oh, what should I do with his voice? Is something the matter? You look dazed. If you're not waiting, are you looking for someone? Oh, no. I shook my head, unsure if he could be trusted. You see, well, I'm looking for my father. I see. Father, eh? That sounds like a predicament. Have I heard of him before? If you tell me his name, I may be able to assist you. I'm not sure. I contemplated whether or not this man would have known my father. Ow, and I hit my foot again. I do that like every episode. Or even the possibility that telling this man anything would jeopardize me. However, any information he could have may help. My father visited Kyoto on a business trip, but he suddenly ceased communication with me. Rumors surfaced that someone with his likeness came to this inn, and I had to see for myself.
So you're from the east, then?
Yes, I came from Edo.
Ah, that sounds like quite the journey. I assure you're not familiar with the area either. I should help you out.
Well, I got my boy Saito here. How should I respond? We are going to say, oops, let me get the right guide. Yes, I purposely use a guide so I don't get bad endings. I hate bad endings. If you truly want to see me suffer, then yeah, I'll do the bad endings for you. But I have to have enough people to say that they want to see the bad endings. Anyway, we're going to say, are you sure? I would appreciate it. Are you sure? I would appreciate some help.
I wouldn't want to trouble you with my presence, but if you let me, I'd love to help you out.
It wouldn't trouble me at all. It would be great for you to help me. Thank you so much. Who is this guy? Oh, okay, as I say that. Okay, Umitaro? I guess that's how you say it? Umitaro? Whatever.
I'm Umitaro Saitani. You can call me Saitani or Ume. Or whatever you'd like.
Alright, let's look this dude up in the encyclopedia. Jeez, someone's talking outside really loud. A person who encounters the protagonist at the Terada Inn. Why am I derping? While she searches for her father. Well, that's like, duh. Okay, nice to meet you, Saitana. My name is Yukimura. It's very nice to meet you.
Yukimura, huh? You know, some say that your name matches your figure, and I'd have to agree.
You think my name matches my figure?
What's your favorite name?
Not what's your favorite name. What the frick is wrong with me?
What's your first name? With such a cute face, you must have a cute name as well.
It has to be. All right, you flirt. Well, cute is kind of a stretch. If I told him my name was Chizuru Yukimura, he might suspect me to be a woman. I think he already senses you're a woman.
Oh, well, it's okay for you to not tell me. They do say every woman has her secrets.
See? I was right. After he said those words, I gasped and covered my mouth with my hands. Wait a minute, Saitani. I'm not a woman.
Huh? You can't be serious. You are a woman, or do you take me for a fool?
I would never take you for a fool.
Well, I'm sure a cute girl like you has plenty of men bothering her all around town, so I think it's smart for you to dress like a man.
Thanks? The nonchalantness of his response made me practically faint from relief.
So why don't you go ahead and tell me your first name, eh?
Considering he's already figured it out, I'm a woman. I saw no harm in being honest with him about my name. My name is Chizuru Yukimura.
Chizuru, huh? I knew it. I knew it would be a cute name, just as fitting as a cute girl.
You think so?
Enough about that. What kind of men do you like? If you had to go on a date, where would you go?
Dude, you're going off subject big time, you turd. Saitani? We're not talking about me right now. I thought you were going to help me look for my father.
Oh, that's right, huh?
I totally forgot about that. Dude, you're such an annoying flirt. Saitani's talent appeared to be in engaging seemingly endless conversation. Since he was the first person outside of the Shinsengumi with whom I'd spoken, I completely lost track of time. Luckily, Saito appeared to rescue me.
Yukimura, sorry for keeping you. I just returned.
Oh, hi, Saito.
Ah, it looks like your friend came back. I should get going now.
You don't need my help here. Saitani stood up from the seat, slowly, appearing dejected, as if I'd broken his heart.
Well, later, Chizuru. Hope fate brings us together again.
Oh, maybe. Before I could tell him goodbye, Saitani had wandered off. Saito focused on him, making sure he was out of earshot, and muttered quietly into my ear.
Who was that man?
He snuck up behind me earlier. Supposedly his name is Saitani. How did it go, Saito? Were you able to find anything useful about my father?
I will brief you on our journey back to headquarters, but don't get your hopes up.
Oh. I feel my stomach drop with his words, and I assumed it meant the lead was false. I clenched my fists tight, fighting back angry tears. I couldn't let Saito see my disappointment.
Hold on. I'm going to pay for your bill.
Okay. He's so sweet, he even pays for our bill. Saito and I headed back to the base, and I noticed fireflies grouping in circles as he updated me. The bald doctor staying at the Terada Inn was, in fact, someone different from my father, who just happened to match his description.
My apologies. I brought you all the way to Fushimi, and there was nothing to show for it. This may have seemed like a waste of time.
Oh, please, don't worry. Even though we learned nothing about my father, I was able to get some fresh air. That's nice. Still, I couldn't shake the worry for my father. Saito looked at me reassuringly, and his face lit brightly as he remembered something.
Oh.
Sorry. Redo.
Oh, by the way, that man you were talking to earlier.
Oh, you mean Saitani?
He was an odd man. Usually I can read people, but his outward demeanor was overly friendly, while his body language seemed guarded.
Huh? I guess I didn't notice. To me, Saitani didn't seem guarded at all, judging by how open he was with stories. Was something troubling you about him, Saito? He nodded in response, looking away from my face.
You can tell a swordsman by their expression. I assume him to be some form of Ronin, and if he's from the area, he is likely to be a warrior of the Satsuma domain in the West.
A Ronin? He seemed too jovial to be a lordless samurai, especially the ones causing trouble in Kyoto. From what it seemed like in our conversation, he was the furthest thing from a warrior.
I only tell you this because you shouldn't let your guard down. The state of Kyoto has been unsafe, and I want you to be extra careful.
Aw, does he care about us? Understood. I wondered who this Saitani man really was. My first adventure into Fushimi taught me many things, and I could only await what came next. And then we're going to fade away in darkness and never come back again. The end. Oh, chapter 2. All right, new chapter. Nice. Oh, that's not a nice picture. Oh, okay. No news of my father came forth and the other day, and somber restlessness took hold of me. Originally, it seemed Hijikata granted me approval to accompany the Kapanins. What the heck? Kapanins? Jeez, let me redo it. Originally, it seemed Hijikata granted me approval to accompany the captains on their rounds through Kyoto to search for my dad. Then he called me in. Excuse me. I saw Okita and Heisuke had been summoned along with me, and I felt a partial sense of relief. It did a little calm. I think it's supposed to be it did little to calm my chattering nerves, and I didn't want to be in a bad spot with Hijikata. You called me? Hijikata seemed to be in a foul mood, so I decided it was best to act with tact in his presence.
I was thinking about the search for Kodo, but maybe it's best to put a halt to it for now.
What? But why? We just started looking for him. Stopping now would surely cause any of our leads to run dry. His words stunned me. How could he back out on this? Hijikata remained deeply composed.
We have reports of activity from the Choshu, and they do not bode well for us. It would be highly dangerous for you to be out and about.
I had heard how the warriors of the Choshu domain associate with the Imperial Nationalist Party. For some reason, they find foreigners repulsive, using brute force to prevent any foreign presence. All of their faith is aligned with the emperor. The Shinsengumi, on the other hand, serve the shogun, meaning they are directly opposed. If the Choshu is active, it could mean that my own goal is of little concern to the Shinsengumi. I might become something of a burden to them. So, are you asking me to refrain from joining the rounds until things with the Choshu domain settle? Hijikata nodded and turned towards the two men.
That being said, as of right now, she is not to accompany any rounds with any captains.
Oh, I get it now. That's why you pulled us in here, right?
Heisuke seemed 2 steps behind Hijikata's words, until this very moment where it seemed to click.
You know, she's never caused any trouble during any rounds she's joined us in. I kind of feel like it shouldn't be a problem if she tagged along.
Yeah, even if something were to happen, as long as she doesn't get involved, it should be fine. I mean, it's not like she can run away from us if things get sticky, right?
I won't run. I knew he wasn't being serious, but I couldn't stand to keep my mouth shut. I made up my mind the minute the men of the Shinsengumi agreed to help me find my father. I made a vow to never run from the Shinsengumi for as long as they help me find my father. So if you don't help me find my father, I'm just going to run away. My desire to find my father showed no signs of slowing, even since I first arrived in Kyoto. I will keep my vow. So please, please allow me to continue looking for my father. I bowed to Okita, keeping my eyes locked with his. His smirk, however, shrunk slowly as he gazed toward me, caught in between words to say,
If you stay with us, you're putting yourself at risk. If you want that risk, feel free to join us. I mean, we have witness reports that fit the profile and description of Kyoto. You may have a point, but are witness reports enough justification to put her in harm's way? What if you're wrong? What if she's exposed? Do none of you understand? You're placing an unnecessary burden on yourselves.
I promise I won't cause any trouble. Please. If I lose the opportunity to If I lose the opportunity to search for my father, then the chances of finding him will sink. I lied prostrate before him, and Hijikata simply sighed heavily.
You better follow the orders of every captain you join. No ifs, ands, or buts. Am I clear?
Yes, of course. Thank you so much. I didn't know how else to show my gratitude, so I bowed deeply again.
I'm leaving it to your discretion over whether or not you're going to join them. That's on you.
Oh, derp. Why does this do this? All right. I had to make sure that this was the best decision. There was something in his demeanor that made me unsure of my desire to leave the compound. Still, if I was with Okita or Heisuke, I'm sure I'd be safe and well protected. On the other hand, my presence could be an undue burden to them. What was I to do? We are going to remain in the compound. Oh. After contemplating, I decided to stay in. I couldn't convince myself that I wouldn't be a burden to them during dangerous situations. Grrr. I'm actually going to let you guys go here. I hope you are enjoying, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.